This is Barbara with Cana Girl Speaks podcast. My voice, your voice. Good evening, everybody. This is Barbara with the Cana Girl Speaks podcast, and I always open my podcast always saying thank you for always supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. If you watch us on YouTube, if you listen to us on any of the Anchor, Spotify, or Apple podcasts, thank you for listening and thank you for supporting. And so this evening, I wanted to bring on a young lady that I've been watching her grow in her field of what she does. And so I'm going to let her introduce herself to those that are watching on YouTube and those that are listening on the podcast. I'm going to let her introduce herself. So welcome, Brittany. Hi.
Hello.
So why don't you tell the listening audience who Brittany is?
Well, I am Brittany Mathis. First of all, hello, world. I am Brittany Mathis. I am born and raised in Corsicana.
So you got to say Brittany Lewis.
Yes,
Mathis.
Brittany Lewis Mathis.
Yeah, you got a bunch of kin folks around
yes,
here. So,
and my daddy would definitely get on to me. Yes. So I am Brittany Lewis Mathis. Born here. I've always said I was the girl that was gonna get away. I was gonna get away
like most young people.
Corsicana, yeah. And I wasn't gonna come back, and that was it. But I met love of my life.
Okay.
In high school, Joshua Mathis, and so I just stayed around, and I pursued my dreams here. I started off at Navarro.
She's a teacher, y'all.
Yes.
In case you don't know where Navarro is, that's the elementary school. So she is a teacher. She was started out as a teacher, educator.
Yes. My journey started at Navarro College.
Okay.
And at that time, I was working at McDonald's in Walmart.
Okay.
And I had made it up to a shift manager.
Wow, shift manager.
And I was going to go to Hamburger University.
Okay.
To become an assistant manager, then work my way up to store manager, and I was going to graduate with a business administration degree, and McDonald's was going to be my thing. I quickly found out that McDonald's was not my thing, that it was not what I wanted to do.
Now, nothing against McDonald's.
Nothing against McDonald's. Nothing.
That's
just not what I wanted to do. That wasn't my thing. But
so when did you have your aha moment that, you know what, I want to go a different path? When did you have your aha moment?
My aha moment, I have to give it to my husband. He said, you have to do what you want to do, not what everybody else wants you to do. Yeah. You have to do what you want to do, what makes you happy. So I said,
young people, you hear that? Do what you want to do, not what other people.
That is right.
Yes.
That is right. So that always stuck with me. And of course, you know, when you're young in your 20s, you want to, you know, try this.
Yeah.
So I found out that, you know, working at CVS in a distribution center was not my thing.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my thing. So I got an opportunity to work for the YMCA after school program. Wow. And that's kind of where it all started. When you feel like it's just natural for you to be around kids and it doesn't feel like work. And, you know, I've always wanted to be a teacher. It was always there. My mom can tell you stories about me with my stuffed animals, playing school. And it was always, you know, but people say, oh, they don't make no money and all this.
Yeah, I always hear that. Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about that drive and that passion. So the YMCA after school program, and then later on I was a lead teacher at Early Childhood Academy at the Catholic school.
Oh, wow.
And that's when it really sparked. And that's when I decided to go back to school for education, transferred to SFA, and finished out. And here I am.
So now she is a principal.
Yes.
And at Jose Navarro Elementary School.
And if you would have asked me, did I see myself being an administrator, I would have said, are you crazy? Like, are you out of your mind? No, I want to be in the classroom. That's where I want to be. But, you know, when you're put into something and you see the impact that you can make, okay, so I can impact this these 20 kids that I have, how can I impact everybody else? And that's when it started to unfold. That's when we, I was at Carroll. That's where I started out.
Yeah.
That I started off at Carroll, and then we started the Dynamic Dreamers of Carroll.
Yeah.
And so we started impacting the young ladies and their mothers. And I was like, wow, this is a hit.
Yeah.
So how can I impact even more students and even more teachers? And that's when I was given the opportunity to be an interventionist. And that's when I got to see both sides.
Yeah.
I got to see the side of, the classroom teacher side and the administrator and the coach side. So I was like, well, maybe that's what I need to do. I do need to go back to school to be an administrator.
Yeah.
And, you got people talking to you, you can do it. And then one summer, Stephanie Howell called me and was like, Corsicana has this grant. Do you want to go back to school through Region 12 to get your principal certification? I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So here I am. And, on the day that I finished up my principal certification program, I found out I was going back to the classroom. I was fine with that, But a few weeks later, there was a position that came open at the middle school. And I was like, let me try it. Middle school?
Yeah, middle school.
That's one of the hardest age groups, but, I'll give it a try. And thankful for that opportunity because I loved it. Just the impact that you have because they get it. Your middle school kids, they get it as they transition to high school. They really look back and it's like, oh, Miss Mathis, we miss you. Can you come to the high school with us? And, but elementary has always been my heart. So, when this opportunity came open, I was like, yes, let's get it. Let's get it. So here I am, educator at heart, passionate about what I do, just always thinking of ways like how can I make that impact on a wider scale.
Yeah, because the thing is, we all hear it on the news about the teacher shortage and all that stuff like that. And so how important is it to have, good people in your corner, mentors? You had to have a mentor or just watch other, leaders, other women leaders, and watch them and say, you know what, I want to pattern myself after them. I want to, watch them and grow from and learn from them. How important is it that you have those kind of, those kind of women or those kind of leaders in your corner?
It's very, very important because, me, I've always been, Miss Independent. This is how my mom raised me, to be independent, go after what you want. But you have to have people in your corner. You have to have people filling your cup up because if not, it just drains you.
Yeah.
So you have to surround your people with, you have to surround yourself with positive people that are going to build you up and, tell you to chase after your dreams, go after your dreams. And if not, you end up settling and you don't want to settle.
Yeah.
You always want to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
So you have to surround yourself with people like that.
So how do you get young ladies that your age, young ladies that are coming behind you? How do you get them motivated into like you said, chase after your dreams? Do step out that comfort, get out of that comfort zone. How do you get them to do that?
I like to have conversations with people. I think having a conversation with people and really, reaching people and touching their souls and understanding that you don't have to be a product of this.
Yeah.
You can overcome whatever that you have to overcome. Yes, it's hard. Yes, you want to give up. Yes, sometimes life just throws us some things that we don't want to have to deal with.
Yeah.
But, that's just the test of, our strength and our faith.
Yeah.
And, I try to speak life into anybody.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you can do it. You got this.
Yeah.
If you need anything, call me. And some people say, oh, if you need anything, call me. They don't really mean that. But I do.
Yeah.
And, even with, the parents that I encounter, when I'm on campus, I'll sit down. Let's sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And, I've always, been true to myself and true to my word. I always tell people that I'm a woman of my word. I'm not going to tell you anything that's fake and not going to uplift you and get you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
And people appreciate that and they respect that.
Yeah, because a lot of times people they're beat down,
Right.
they want somebody to listen to them,
Right.
And so where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That is a good question. And I was asked this question maybe a few months ago, and I really didn't have an answer. And it's because, it was like, okay, when you make plans, God kind of laughs at you because, you know, he can switch it around.
Yes, ma'am.
You know?
Yes, ma'am.
But my biggest thing is in 5 years, what is the impact that I'm making?
Yeah.
You know, what is the work in the community that I'm doing?
Yeah.
You know, am I really, you know, making an effort to, you know, touch people and touch lives and, you know, just being able to touch people's lives on an even wider scale.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's on a campus these few years, but maybe, you know, like out in the community in the next 5 years.
Because you know how you have those leaders that you remember, those even educators that you say, you know, when I remember them when I was in elementary school, they really made an impact.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like, you know, even and when you're in education, you know, that's what it should be about, that you're leaving a legacy, you're leaving something that you're passing on to our younger generation. And, you know, that way that you, because I can, you know, I remember I remember Lois Jean Hart. I remember, you know, those that, you know, went before us, you know, that's, you know, somebody passed it on to you, you know, because you remember the educators, the principals that were before you.
Yes.
And now you're walking in their shoes. And so now you're going to have to pass it on to the next generation.
Right.
So that's why it's so important, you know, to stay true to who you are, you know, because if you're passionate about what you do, you're going to do it 100% and even more.
Right.
Even more.
Absolutely.
So are you mentoring other young educators? You know, especially some of our young people. You know, are you mentoring them?
Yes. Yeah. Any chance that I get, it could be in the drive-through where I'm having a come to Jesus meeting with one of my kiddos because I found out they did something that they were not supposed to do. I mean, just anywhere. Even when I see my babies at Walmart, at McDonald's, you're doing a great job. You got this. You need anything, reach out to me. And I tell you, a few weeks ago, I was having a bad day. I wasn't going to claim it, but I was having a bad day. I just so happened to get a notification that one of my babies from CMS that is now, she will graduate this year. I'm proud of her. Okay. She's graduating early. Sorry, Lazavia Brandon, yes. She tagged me in a post and she was like, thank you, you know, for pushing me and telling me that you believe in me. And it's that right there. That can turn, you know, anything around. And that lets you know that you are really walking in your purpose.
Yeah, it's not all in vain. Yeah.
Yes. So.
Well, good. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for the journey that you are on, your path that you're on. And I'm excited for the future because I do believe, you know, it's not going to just be just here. You got, it's going to be bigger and better things for you. So I always give my guests, and I'm going to say thank you for coming, taking the time out for being on the Cana Go Speaks podcast, because I know you being a new principal, she busy, y'all. She busy. So I always give my guests an opportunity to give a shout out to anybody I'd like to give a shout out to. So why don't you go ahead and give your shout outs?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I'm not ashamed to give a shout out to God. He is He is my number one. And I know without him none of this is possible. But, you know, my son, Joshua Mathis.
Yeah, he's awesome. Y'all got to pay attention. Remember his name.
Yes. Josh Mathis, my husband, he's my confidant, my everything. Love him to death. My parents, Elaine Lewis and Connie Lewis, my sister, Brianna Lewis, my nieces, Alana and Ari. I also have to give a special shout out to Mr. Sims. Do you know Mr. Sims? Doc Sims?
Doc Sims. No, I don't think so.
He is the president of the Corsicana Pee Wee Football League.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I also am a board member for the Pee Wee League. I'm their secretary. And he sends me Bible quotes every morning.
Oh, wow.
And he's also a D2 volunteer.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
And
shout out to Kamar Chambers for starting D2.
Yes.
Watch out for the women's because we got a women's whatever we're going to call it coming soon.
And he checks on me all the time. And he's like my grandpa, he's gone.
Yeah.
But he's like my grandpa, you know. He keeps us in line and keeps us in check. So shout out to him and thankful for him being in my life. My grandmother, Grace Glenn, and just everybody, all my family, my friends that keep me, you know, uplifted and grounded and just keep, you know, motivating me and pushing me and, you know, telling me, you know, hey, you're doing a great job. What you're doing, you know, you can tell that you're passionate about it and you love what you do. And I do. So I'm just thankful for everybody around me that has, you know, contributed to my success.
Well, I'm excited for you. I am. Y'all,
you.
I'm telling you, we have a lot of good things going on in our community of Corsicana. So
Yes,
y'all pay attention. We have, young people that grew up here, were born here, grew up here, and they are doing awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So with that being said, I said thank you for supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. Thank you for coming out this evening and being on the podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
And to all those that continue just to watch and listen, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of just supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. Y'all have a great week. And y'all make sure y'all support the Corsicana Tigers. Please support them.
Yes.
And have Corsicana Tigers. And just continue just to keep watching and keep listening. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
This is a Legacy Recording Studio production.